Good morning all of you. I completed the numericals on overtaking side distance in the last session. Okay. Today I will proceeding with the next topic, that is the design of horizontal alignment elements. Design of horizontal alignment elements. Okay. It includes horizontal curves, design speed, radius of curve, super elevation, extra widening, and type and length of transition curve. Type and length of transition curve. Okay. I will take up the first one, that is horizontal curve. Horizontal curve. Okay. Basically there are two types of curve. One is horizontal curve, another is a vertical curve. When there is a change in direction, they are going to provide the horizontal curve. When there is a change in gradient, means change in slope, they are going to provide the vertical curve. Okay. When there is the need to change the direction, then they are going to provide the horizontal curve. Is it clear? And usually a simple curve, it is designated by its radius r or by its degree of curve d. A simple curve designated by its radius r or its degree of curve d. Is it clear? And when the vehicle negotiating on a horizontal curve, a centrifugal force acts radially outwards from the center of gravity of the vehicle. Means when the vehicle travels on a horizontal curve, a centrifugal force acts radially outward from the center of gravity of the vehicle. Okay. And to counteract the effect of centrifugal force, there should be adequate frictional resistance need to be developed between the vehicular tire and the pavement. Is it clear? Okay. Usually the centrifugal force we have P is equal to W V square by GR. P is equal to W V square by GR, where P is the centrifugal force in terms of kg, W is the weight of the vehicle in terms of kg, V is the speed of the vehicle negotiating on a horizontal curve in terms of meter per second, G is the acceleration due to gravity, that is 9.8 meter per second square, and r is the radius of the curve. Okay. This centrifugal force acts radially outward from the center of gravity of the vehicle when the vehicle negotiating on a horizontal curve. Okay. And if there is no adequate friction to counteract the effect of this centrifugal force, okay, then there may chance of overturning of vehicles, okay, and skidding of vehicles. There may chance of overturning of vehicles and skidding of vehicles. Is it clear? And the ratio of the centrifugal force and the weight of the vehicle, that is called centrifugal ratio or impact factor, that is P by W. P by W is what? V square by GR. This ratio P by W, the ratio of centrifugal force and weight of the vehicle, is nothing but centrifugal ratio or impact factor. Is it clear? And the centrifugal force acts on a vehicle radially outward from the center of gravity of the vehicle, okay, has two effects. The one, it is tendency of overturning the vehicle outwards. Tendency of overturning the vehicle outwards. Another one, it is tendency of skidding of the vehicle. Tendency of skidding of the vehicle. Is it clear? Okay. This is regarding the horizontal curve. This is regarding the horizontal curve. Okay. Next I will move on to the super elevation. Next I will move on to the super elevation. Super elevation is very simple. To counteract the effect of centrifugal force and to reduce the tendency of vehicle to overturn or skid, okay, the outer edge of the pavement is raised with respect to inner edge. This is also called cant or banking. Cant or banking. Super elevation is also called cant or banking. It's very simple. In order to counteract the effect of centrifugal force and to reduce the tendency of vehicle to overturn or skid, the outer edge of the pavement is raised with respect to inner edge, okay, and thus providing a transverse inclination throughout the length of the horizontal curve. That transfer inclination is called super elevation, or we can call it as cant or banking. Is it clear? Okay. This is L, M, N. Okay. This is width of pavement B, and this is rise of the outer edge. Okay. Is it clear? Let B is the total width of pavement and E is the total rise of the outer edge with respect to inner edge. Okay. And usually for the rate of super elevation you are going to use the notation small e. For the rate of super elevation, you are going to use the notation small e. Okay, small e is the rate of super elevation. Small e is the rate of super elevation. Okay, and the rate of super elevation expressed as the ratio of outer edge of the pavement, rise of outer edge of the pavement with respect to horizontal width. Is it clear? Okay, the rate of super elevation is the ratio of rise of outer edge of the pavement with respect to horizontal width. Okay, see here NL is the rise of outer edge and ML is the horizontal width. Then E is equal to NL divided by ML. Okay, NL is what? E. It is the rise of outer edge, and ML is what? B. Width of pavement. So it becomes E by B. E by B. Is it clear? And if you want to know the E, means what is the total rise of outer edge with respect to inner edge, if you want to know the capital E, then it becomes B into E. B into E, where capital E is the rise of outer edge with respect to inner edge, B is the width of the pavement, and E is the rate of super elevation. Rate of super elevation. See here, this is inner edge of the pavement, this is outer edge of the pavement. So, okay, they are going to raise the outer edge of the pavement with respect to inner edge, okay, to counteract the effect of centrifugal force and also to reduce the tendency of vehicle to skid or overturn. Okay, this rise of outer edge of the pavement with respect to the horizontal width, that is called rate of super elevation E. Okay, this is regarding the super elevation. Okay, there will be a general equation for calculation of super elevation. The general equation for super elevation, general equation for super elevation, that is E plus F is equal to V square by GR. E plus F is equal to V square by GR. Okay, where E is the rate of super elevation, F is the design value of lateral coefficient of friction, usually that is equal to 0.15. V is the speed of the vehicle, that is design speed of the vehicle in terms of meter per second. G is the acceleration due to gravity, 9.81 meter per second square, and R is the radius of curve in terms of meter. Okay, this is the general equation for calculating the super elevation. Is it clear? And If you use the V in terms of kilometer per hour, then it becomes E plus F is equal to, it is 0.278 V square divided by 9.8 R. This becomes V square by 127 R. That is E plus F is equal to V square by 127 R. Okay, in this equation we can use the design speed of the vehicle V in terms of kilometer per hour. Is it clear? And this is the equation when you are using V in terms of meter per second, that is E plus F is equal to V square by GR. When you are using the V in terms of kilometer per hour, then it becomes E plus F is equal to V square by 127 R. V square by 127 R. Is it clear? And you may observe here the V is the design speed in terms of kilometer per hour and R is the radius of the curve in terms of meter. Okay. If you consider the design speed, we know that almost all the geometric elements design will be depend on design speed itself. Almost all the geometric elements, you can consider anything. You may consider camber, extra widening, transition curve, vertical curves, okay, side distances. Every geometric elements will be depend on design speed, and the design speed is varies with the class of roads and varies with the terrain of the country. Okay, the design speed varies with the class of roads, means the design speed may not be same for national highway, state highway, major district road, other district roads and village roads. It varies with the class of roads and it varies with the type of terrain also. The design speed may not be same for plain terrain, rolling terrain, mountainous terrain and steep terrain. It varies with the terrain also. Okay, but regarding the geometric elements is concerned, we are going to use two types of design speed. One, it is ruling design speed, that is V kilometer per hour. Second one, it is minimum design speed, that is V dash kilometer per hour. Is it clear? Okay, ruling design speed V kilometer per hour and the minimum design speed V dash kilometer per hour. There are two types of design speed, okay, regarding highway geometric element is concerned. Okay, why there are two different design speeds? Okay, this is because of some situations we are not possible to provide the ruling design speed. Okay, because of some site restrictions or some environmental considerations and economical considerations, you may not possible to provide it the ruling design speed, okay, for designing the geometric elements. Okay, in such case they are going to design the geometric elements for the minimum design speed. Okay, attempts were made to design the geometric elements for the ruling design speed only, but some situations there may site restrictions or economic considerations or environmental considerations, it is not possible to design the highway geometric elements to the ruling design speed. In that case we are going to design the highway geometric elements to the minimum design speed. Okay, next, if you consider the radius of curve, okay, usually there are two types of radius. One, it is ruling radius and absolute minimum radius. Okay, means if the radius is designed for the ruling design speed, then it is ruling radius, and if the radius designed for the minimum design speed, then it is absolute minimum radius. Okay, we have the super elevation equation E plus F is equal to V square by 127 R. Here V is the ruling design speed and R is the radius of curve. Okay, if you rearrange this equation to obtain the value of R, then it becomes what? R is equal to V square 127 E plus F. R is equal to V square 127 E plus F meter. Okay, where R is the radius of curve, V is the ruling design speed, and E is the rate of super elevation, F is the design coefficient of lateral friction, that is equal to 0.15. Okay, see here you are using the ruling design speed, no, then the obtained radius of curve, it is ruling radius, that is R ruling. It is the ruling radius. Okay, similarly absolute minimum radius is equal to V dash square divided by 127 E plus F. This is also in terms of meter. Absolute minimum radius means when you are using the minimum design speed, okay, then you may get the absolute minimum radius. See here, R minimum is the absolute minimum radius, V dash is the minimum design speed in terms of kilometer per hour, E is the rate of super elevation, and F is the design coefficient of lateral friction, that is equal to 0.15. Okay, this is regarding the design speed and radius of curve. Usually there are two types of design speed, that is ruling design speed, and one is the minimum design speed, and there are two types of radius of curve. One is ruling radius, another one is the absolute minimum radius. Means if you use the ruling design speed for the calculation of radius of curve, then it is ruling radius. If you use the minimum design speed for the calculation of radius of curve, then it is absolute minimum radius. It's very simple, no? Okay. Okay, see here we have a general equation for the calculation of super elevation, E plus F is equal to V square by GR, when we are going to use the V in terms of meter per second. And if you want to use the V in terms of kilometer per hour, we have the equation E plus F is equal to V square by 127R. Okay, then if you want to design the super elevation, for design of super elevation, okay, we may not use the equation E plus F is equal to V square by GR or E plus F is equal to V square by 127R, because we are going to design the super elevation for the mixed traffic condition. In India, we have a mixed traffic condition scenario. Okay, for the mixed traffic condition, you are going to design the super elevation by considering the 75% of the speed. We are not designing the super elevation considering 100% of speed, but we are going to design the super elevation by considering the 75% of the speed. See here, E is equal to 0.75 V square by 127 R. It becomes V square by 225 R. Okay, E is equal to V square by 225 R. Is it clear? Okay, this is the design super elevation. Don't confuse with the E plus F is equal to V square by 127R or E is equal to V square by 225R. This equation is used for design of super elevation, that too for mixed traffic condition. Okay, you are not designing the super elevation by considering 100% of speed, but you are going to design the super elevation by considering about 75% of speed. If you consider 75% of speed, that is 0.75 V whole square divided by 127R, okay, it becomes, okay, V square by 225 R. Okay, this is the super elevation. Okay, this is for the calculation purpose of super elevation. This is for the design purpose of super elevation, that is E is equal to V square by 225 R. This is for design purpose. Then what is the maximum super elevation? What is the minimum super elevation? Okay, next we will move on to the maximum super elevation and minimum super elevation. Maximum super elevation. Okay, for maximum super elevation, IRC has fixed a maximum limit for super elevation. Okay, it's for about 7% for plain and roll terrain, and for hill roads it's about 10%, and for urban roads it is 4%. Okay, plain and rolling terrain plain and rolling terrain, the maximum amount of super elevation it is 7%, that is 0.07. And for hill roads, it is 10%, that is 0.1. And for urban roads, it is 4%, it is 0.04. Okay, this is the maximum super elevation limited by the Indian Roads Congress. Okay, for the plain and rolling terrain, the maximum super elevation limited to 7%, that is 0.07. For the hill roads, it is 10%, it is 0.1. And for the urban roads, it is 4%, that is 0.04. Then what is the minimum super elevation? Okay, if the calculated super elevation is less than or equal to camber provided to the road surface, then you are going to limit the minimum super elevation equal to the camber of the surface. Means at least the super elevation should be equal to the camber of the surface. Regarding the drainage consideration, there may be minimum amount of super elevation need to be provided to drain off the surface water, no? Okay, in such case, okay, we have to provide the minimum amount of super elevation at least to be equal to camber of the surface. Okay, that is the minimum super elevation. Okay, is it clear? This is regarding the maximum super elevation and minimum super elevation. Is it clear? No? Next, I will move on to the numericals on super elevation. Numericals on super elevation. Okay. The first one, it is the radius of horizontal circular curve is 100 meter. The design speed is 50 km/h and the design coefficient of lateral friction it is 0.15. Okay, number A, calculate the super elevation required if full lateral friction assumed to develop. Number B, calculate the coefficient of friction if no super elevation is provided. Okay, it's very simple. First, write on the given data. What they are given? They are given the radius of the horizontal curve, that is R is equal to 100 meter. Then they given the design speed V. V is equal to 50 km/h. Then they given coefficient of friction F is equal to 0.15. F is equal to 0.15. Okay, I will take up the first case. Solution. Number A, what they are asking? Calculate the super elevation required if full lateral friction assumed to develop. Okay, super elevation for full lateral friction is E plus F is equal to V square by 127 R. Okay, therefore F is 0.15, 50 square, V is 50, no, 50 square divided by 127, R is 100. Okay, you may get about E is equal to 0.197 minus 0.15, we may get 0.047. This is the rate of super elevation that we can express in terms of 1 in N also. Okay, 0.047, no, 1 divided by 0.047 we get about 1 in 21.2. Okay, therefore we can write the rate of super elevation, E is equal to 0.047 or 1 in 21.2 or 1 in 21.2. 1 in 21.2. Okay, this is regarding the number A. Okay, it is the super elevation required for the full lateral friction assumed to develop, means F. Full lateral friction means F assumed to develop fully. Then we have the rate of super elevation E is equal to 0.047 or 1 in 21.2. Okay, number B. I'll move on to the number B. Number B, it is calculate the coefficient of friction, that is small f, if no super elevation is provided. It means when E is equal to 0, what is F? Okay, coefficient of friction F if E is equal to 0. Coefficient friction F if E is equal to 0. Okay, we have the same equation, that is E plus F is equal to V square by 127R. If E is equal to 0, then F becomes F is equal to V square by 127R. V square divided by 127R, because E becomes 0, no, if no super elevation is provided. Therefore, F is equal to 50 square divided by 127 multiplied by 100. Okay, you may get about 0.19. You may get about 0.19. Means if no super elevation is provided, then the coefficient of lateral friction F is equal to 0.19. Then coefficient friction F is equal to 0.19. Is it clear? This is regarding the first problem. Okay. Okay, now I move on to the second problem. Design the rate of super elevation for a horizontal curve of radius 500 meter and speed 100 kilometer per hour. Okay, first take out the given data. What they given? They given the radius of the curve, that is R is equal to 500 meter. Then they given the speed V is equal to 100 kilometer per hour. Okay, they have given the radius of curve, it is 500 meter, and they given the speed of the vehicle, that is 100 kilometer per hour. Okay, I'll go with the solution. Okay, and here they are asking you to design the super elevation. Okay, for mixed traffic condition, super elevation is to be designed for the 75% of design speed. 75% of design speed. Okay. Therefore, we have E is equal to V square by 225R. Okay, this is the equation for design of super elevation for mixed traffic condition. Okay, therefore E is equal to V is 100, no, 100 square divided by 225, R is 500. Okay, you may get about 0.089. You may get about 0.089. Okay, as this value of super elevation is greater than the maximum permissible super elevation of 0.07, then the actual super elevation to be provided is restricted to the maximum super elevation of 0.07. And here they are not mentioning anything about the terrain, whether it is a hill roads or whether it is an urban road or whether it is a plain or rolling terrain. In that is the case, we have to assume, okay, It is on plain and rolling terrain. We know that the maximum super elevation on plain and rolling terrain, it is 7%, that is 0.07. But observe the value of V, rate of super elevation, it is 0.089, means it exceeds the maximum super elevation of 0.07. No, means as this value is greater than the maximum permissible super elevation of 0.07, the actual super elevation to be provided is restricted to 0.07. Is it clear? Means as this value, that is 0.089, is greater than the maximum permissible super elevation of 0.07, then the actual super elevation to be provided is restricted to 0.07. Okay, then next is check for friction, check for lateral friction, check for lateral friction F. Okay, we have the equation E plus F is equal to V square by 127 R. No, then if you want F, that is V square by 127 R minus E. Okay, it becomes F is equal to V square by 127 R minus E. Okay, therefore F is equal to what? V square, it is 100 square divided by 127, R is 500, it is 0.07, is 0.07. Don't consider the 0.089 because we are going to restrict the value of E to the 0.07. No, then we have to use the E, that is 0.07. Okay, 0.157 minus 0.07, you get about 0.087. You may get about 0.087. Okay, as this value, that is F 0.087 less than 0.15, as this value is less than 0.15, the design is safe with super elevation of 0.07. The design is safe with super elevation of 0.07. Hence, provide the super elevation E is equal to 0.07. Okay, this is check for friction. Okay, as the value of F is 0.087 less than 0.15, then the design is safe with the super elevation of 0.07. But if the value of F exceeds 0.15, okay, then the design is unsafe. The design of super elevation E is 0.07. No, at the speed of 100 km per hour, it is unsafe. Okay, in that case, we have to find the restricted speed. Okay, it may be less than 100 km per hour. Then only the 0.07 super elevation will be safe in that speed. As this value is less than 0.15, the design is safe. Design is safe with super elevation of 0.07. The design is safe with a super elevation of 0.07. Okay. In addition to that, they may also ask you to find the raise of the outer edge with respect to inner edge. Okay. Sometimes they may ask you to calculate E. Okay. If you know the width of the pavement B, then you know the super elevation E, then E is equal to B into E. This is also asked many times in your exam and some competitive exams. Okay, if you want to find the raise of outer edge with respect to inner edge, okay, first you know the rate of super elevation E and you should know the width of the pavement B. Okay, then if you know the width of pavement and rate of super elevation, very simple, the raise of outer edge of the pavement with respect to inner edge, it is the product of width and rate of super elevation. Okay, this is regarding the design of super elevation. Okay.